Well, hello everyone, Spencer here, also known as Screen Speak, and in today's video, the newest Sam Raimi movie, Send Help, is out in theaters now. So without further ado, let's discuss. Alright everyone, so I am very happy to be making a couple reviews this week for two movies that I was really stunned by. I had a great time with watching these, and this one for the first one this week, I watched Send Help. Now, I did watch a great the three movies I've watched in January were great. This one later this week is a streaming movie, but I'll talk about that more in the review. But this movie I really enjoyed because it was Sam Raimi, and I really enjoyed The Bone Temple, and I highly recommend for people to go watch this new Sam Raimi movie. It's a mix. I haven't seen much outside of his Evil Dead and Spider-Man movies, because I know he's done some other things, and the Multiverse of Madness movie. And why I like Multiverse of Madness more than most people do is because he has that sprinkled touch of horror in it. Because Doctor Strange, even the first Doctor Strange, who directed by Scott Derrickson, they did the two Black Phone movies, had some horror, spooky vibes going on. But the Sam Raimi touch of Multiverse of Madness made it really go, wow, this is cool, with the Raimi-isms, with like the weird twitching and the dream walking and all that sort of stuff. I liked it. In Send Help, it's all about, by the way, Dylan O'Brien and Rachel McAdams in this film are such great usage of character work in their ways to survive on this island. And I watched about a month ago, or even this past, I think it was in January, after the new year, I watched the new film, or not new, I meant new to me. I watched the film called Love and Monsters that came out in 2020. I heard a lot of good things about it. Never got a chance to watching it. The poster, I wasn't sure if it was like a rom-com, and I like rom-coms, but I wasn't sure what it was. It's like a mix of like a rom-com mixed with action, with a great cast and a cool director. I forget who the director was off the top of my head, but it has Dylan O'Brien in the main role. It has Yondu. It has Ariana Greenblatt, whatever her name is. But I love the cast, and I watched that movie, went, I want to see Dylan O'Brien in this. I can't wait to see Dylan O'Brien, because they're both kind of like island survival movies. That one has monsters. This one just has like you're surviving on an island. But if you remember the M. Night Shyamalan movie Old, this movie is like almost like a combination of Love and Monsters without the monsters. It just kind of because of Dylan O'Brien, but Love and Monsters mixed with the movie Old, but instead of them aging, they're just on the island. But like Rachel McAdams starts hallucinating. They have to survive on this island. Plane crashes, and you don't know who's really good and who's really bad. And then it just goes deeper into the psychological, the horror space. Like the movie. I was going to compare this to the Primate movie, but there was a movie I watched called It Ends, and that came out like last year, but I watched it this year, and like it came out like kind of like on streaming platforms now, and called It Ends. And these four college students are like on the road, and then they get like scooped up into like this continuous road loop, and I'm like, it's like a thinking film. This is like that, but the Raimi-isms make the horror, like there's like jump scares in it, and there's some cool like again, jump scares mixed with like freaky hallucinations, like, whoa, that was a weird creature jump scare, like, what am I seeing? Is that a person? Is that person there or not there? And there's things there that work, like, again, I'm gonna repeat myself, that work for the Sam Raimi-isms. Now, I want to go back to the movie It Ends, because It Ends has a really cool moment in it that you're thinking about, okay, what does this movie actually mean? And I think that the Send Help movie by Sam Raimi really does it in a way that when you're watching it, you go, okay, this doesn't really have like actual themes like meaning of life or anything like that, where the movie It Ends does, but Send Help brings back the return to form that Raimi had back in the Evil Dead days. I'm watching this going, This has tons of Evil Dead slathered all over it. This has the another movie he did, Drag Me to Hell, written all over it, in the best ways possible. I love the use of practical work. I love the use of like the effects with the, you know, like again, Evil Dead, like just the shots, maybe like when they're hallucinating, and all this sort of stuff. And the way they're trying to survive on the island, eating bugs or just killing boars, killing animals, and blood splattering on their face. It's gorgeous. It's a riot. It's such a fun time if you're into horror. And if you're not into horror, steer clear of this. But if you're into it, I recommend it for you. Now, another thing, like I said, the character work is great because you're not sure, like when they're in the work environment, you think Dylan O'Brien is such a douchey idiot, a dick boss, and Rachel McAdams is like, okay, I want to survive. I'm just here to work and get out of here. And by the end, the way they take out I'm gonna a little spoiler territory, but the way they take out Dylan O'Brien's character, I won't tell you how, but it's a treat. And then the jump cut to the end scene, and the way they just play out this last like little minute and a half or so is brilliant. And I ate it all up. I ate everything up until the last beat. And so, by the way, I was in the way it ended. I was like, yes, this movie cemented to me that it'll definitely go down as one of my 10 movies. Like when we get up to the half of the year, this is inserted in there right alongside The Bone Temple. How I have never, like, watching movies, I've never like thought like a January release would go into my at least half of the year list. I'm like, oh yeah, January releases, whatever. But I've had 2 movies this year so far. Really surprised the hell out of me. No pun intended, because Sam Raimi has done Drag Me to Hell, but and both of them are horror related, so they surprised the hell out of me, literally. But also, Bruce Campbell has a brief appearance, I guess, so to speak. He is the deceased. He plays the role of the deceased father of Dylan O'Brien. So you see him in pictures like standing next like a marriage photo of Bruce Campbell, or his Bruce Campbell's face on the wall, like picture on the wall. So I like that quite a bit. That's the character he portrayed, but he wasn't really acting in the movie. But I'm glad his presence was there, because if you know, Bruce Campbell made cameos in the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies. He was Ash Williams, I believe that's the character's name, Ash, who's Ash versus the Evil Dead, you know, in the Evil Dead movies and stuff like that. Ash from Evil Dead, so he has come back in a new, and he was also Pizza Papa in the Sam Raimi Multiverse of Madness movie. Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness movie. So I really dug it. I'm really glad he made a cameo in there. I dug the hell out of this movie. Like I said, no pun intended for you Sam Raimi fans. And I will give this one a, you know what? Why even downplay it? It's a 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10, and I'll give this a 4 stars in Letterboxd. I ate this film up with all the horror stuff, so it was a great time for me, and I had a great time with this. It's an A+. It's an A+ for horror fans and Sam Raimi fans alike. That's my review for Send Help. Please stick around, because on later this week, I'm trying to decide when I'm going to upload it. Maybe Wednesday. Later this week, I got a review for The Wrecking Crew, the Amazon Prime movie Wrecking Crew. Very excited to talk about that, and let me know if you saw Send Help, and I'd like to know your thoughts on that. But stay tuned for The Wrecking Crew, because I'm very excited to talk about that one. I'm going to record that after this and release it on Wednesday. So don't forget to stay tuned for that one. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, follow me. Keep calm, watch the screen. Peace out, everyone. Up.